stuff on that would-be elite chain, you're just another nigga to them. Mm-hmm. But as long as they don't let you know that and they make you think, oh, you're white, so you're better. Well, I may not be nothing in Europe, but I'm better than you in America because at least I'm white. You're so busy watching what you think is the enemy that you don't even see your enemy. Y'all need to go see that movie, Daybreakers, because it's dropping it. It is dropping it. And this guy says, after he had become human, he said, vampires think that they own the whole world and that humans need to run from them. But that's not true. He said, and I'm just kind of rephrasing because I can't quote it exactly, but he said something like, that's not true. The truth is like the sun. Every day it comes out. He said, and you can hide from the sun as long as you want to, but it's just like the truth. Sooner or later, it's going to come forward. In other words, these people that think they own the whole world, they don't own the whole world. They just think they do because they have people buying into the lies about what the world is about. Y'all need to go watch that. If you haven't seen Daybreakers, if you know how to decode, watch it. If you don't know how to decode, don't waste your time. Like they said, rising from the ashes.
Dr. Abe, I'm going to open up another line here. Area code 313-273. Do you have a question or comment? Area code 313-273. Okay, let me go to the next one here. Hello? Okay. 779. Do you have a question or comment? Okay, go ahead. But
that movie Daybreakers is deep. That movie Daybreakers is really deep because they show in that movie these people that are in these suspended animation bubbles that I'm talking about, just like in The Matrix, and people are feeding off of them. I think you have a caller. I heard somebody else's voice besides yours and mine.
Caller, are you there?
779?
Yes.
Yes, I was also thinking about the movie V.
The movie V?
I've never seen it.
Victory. It's an older movie, and it was like some aliens that were in a body, and they had made. I'm looking at how there's the neighborhoods. There's nobody outside anymore after a certain hour. It's just so quiet. Everybody's scared and in their house. And in that movie V, they had people go inside their houses at a certain hour. They had total control over the neighborhood.
Well, we're not far from that. That's just a whole other way of saying martial law, which, we've been under that for a long time, but it's not enforced. It's not visible yet. They're trying to make it visible by attempting to incite melanin-rich people to protest. See, everyone else can protest, like the Ku Klux Klan can rally, and law enforcement comes out and protects them. And the last time I checked, they're definitely a domestic terrorist threat. But law enforcement protects them when they come out and rally. Law enforcement actually protects these European or descendants of Spanish conquistadors called illegal immigrants that come south of the border, because the ones that are really original Mexicans look like African Americans, technically. They're just south of the border speaking Spanish. But a lot of these people that are on this side of the border, when they protest for the right to be illegal, law enforcement protects them. If we decide we want to protest, well, law enforcement is out there, in riot gear trying to figure out how to shut us up, suppress us, hose us down, stick dogs on us, beat us with billy clubs, shoot us dead in the whole 9 yards. And this is our house.
Now, someone had asked earlier, how do we keep our melanin or get our melanin back, since everybody is ripping off for it?
Well, once they take it out, far be it from me to tell you how to take it back, you know what I'm saying? Because half the time they done put it in a pill and it's on a shelf in some capsule. I told you they have melanin sunglass lenses, melanin contact lenses, melanin tea, melatonin tablets, and now they got melanotan. So I don't know how you can go get that stuff back. It's on the shelves in a lot of these stores. I don't think you want to go buy it. I don't think you want to go steal it. But what you can do for your melanin in order to try to increase it, for whatever reason, your body produces most of its melanin at around midnight. Even if you're a night owl, if you can be in a quickening or so-called sleep state from like 11 o'clock at night to 1 o'clock in the morning, that'll be good for you as far as increasing your melanin production. If for some reason, however, you cannot be asleep at those hours or in your quickening state, because I don't like sleep, sleep means dead. If you can be in your quickening state at those hours, if you cannot be, in that state at those hours because you work a graveyard shift or a night shift or whatever the deal is, you're on your way to work or whatever the doohickey is, then you need to increase your consumption of leafy green raw food. That would help you re-emit your melanin. Now, if you can find heavily melanin-rich people that are not stuck on such massive self-hatred that they're all out of the race as far as who they're willing to hook up with and have babies with, then you can try to get with someone melanin-rich and have melanin-rich children and let them know the power of being melanin-rich so that they're also chasing some of the darkest melanin they can get their hands on as far as recreating and repopulating themselves and their gene strain.
Now, someone is saying chlorophyll helps to increase melanin.
Well, chlorophyll most certainly does. That is the planet's melanin. I've said in a lecture before, the most powerful melanin on the earth is the melanin that melanin-rich people contain and the melanin that is in plants called chlorophyll. That's that type of melanin. That's why I was saying if you cannot be down in a quickening state at around midnight from 11 to 1 at night or from 10 at night to 2 in the morning, or, even if you go down from 11:30 to 12:30, if you can take a nap 1 hour, that's good for you. But if you cannot, that's the reason why you would want to eat the raw leafy greens. That will give you that, as this individual is saying, melanin from the plant, which is in the form of chlorophyll, which is really the same thing, just Mother Nature doing what Mother Nature does. Just like plants take in toxins and remodify and then re-emit them as pure oxygen, melanin does the same thing. It takes in all types of resonances, which other people call frequencies, and I prefer resonance. And it transmutes and transmogrifies that and then re-emits that as something that resonates more appropriately in nature.
Mm-hmm. Very good, very good. So what we need to do is we need to be aware of what's going on so people can't get our melanin.
Now, one of the things we can do so that the people can't get our melanin, that's a good point. Now, you know how a lot of our people just don't seem to be able to come across no jobs. They just don't seem to be happening. And I don't know why so-called, well, I do know why, but what so-called white folks do just doesn't make any sense to me, because I'm going to say it like this. If you're dealing with what you call poor people, who many of which cannot afford these full-fledged funerals that they'd like to have, and then you say, well, if you'd like, cremation is less expensive. If a person goes, well, how much is that? Maybe we'll do that. Depending on where you are, it's on average $3,000 to $6,000, even though you every now and then can find a $2,000 deal, and once in a rare moon you can find a $500 or $600 deal. If you go, well, I still can't afford that, rather than these people stealing your melanin and stealing your body parts, do you know how many melanin-rich people will give them the bodies of the loved ones if they say, well, in the alternative, if you'd be willing to donate the body to science, if you want to sign off on this paperwork, we can have the body disposed in such a fashion that it's donated to science and it won't cost you anything. A lot of our people will go, okay. You don't have to steal it. Now, for those that are resistant and still say no and show reluctance, you can always say, well, what if we give you $500 for the body? Or what if we give you $1,000 for the body? Well, those that said no will soon be saying yes, especially in this economy. You want to give me $1,000 for my dead loved one and I don't have to pay for the funeral? Are you sure? What are the strings that are attached? No strings. We'll donate the body to science, and this will help you with your grieving process. A lot of our people will sign the paper faster than you can hand them the pen. So you don't have to steal the melanin or the body parts or the organs from these people. Give them the dang option. That's what's wrong with so-called white folks. They don't think beyond their noses. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
What is wrong with your mind that you don't think that people would be okay with this? However, what our people can do...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I remember what I'm going to say.
You were also saying that something about people can come up with some kind of, they can come up with, they can monitor the bodies or something along those lines and create a new form of work.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say next. Another thing that can be done for those individuals that did not know that when they're at the funeral, at the church looking at the dead body, that half of what goes in there and belongs in there is already gone and stolen, and that even the bones are gone most of the time. They don't know that, or that when they get their cremated remains back, that this is usually not even their loved one at all in the urn. What our people need to know is this. Melanin-rich people are employment starved, in my opinion. The body and organ business is such an easy business to get into, and such an at least at this time, it's a relatively unregulated industry. Now, I'm not telling anybody to go start killing my people, because we got enough going on already. We don't need all the extra. But I am saying you can get into the business, which used to be easy to get into, but they complicated and made it harder to get into because there's so much money involved. And the death industry is run predominantly by Nazis that call themselves Jews. Difference between a Jew and a Nazi claiming to be one. But if you know melanin-rich people that are in the mortuary business, have their own mortuary, if you can get them to be willing to teach you the industry or the business, or if you can possibly become what they call a pre-needs counselor. A pre-need counselor is someone that actually sells death strategy to the living. Now, they don't want to see you coming. They don't want to hear about, I'm not talking about dying. I'm not trying to hear about dying. I don't want to talk about death. You're trying to wish something on me. If you're at the door trying to sell them a grave site or a casket or even a cremation policy, so that in the event that they die unexpectedly, their family doesn't have to go broke trying to bury them or burn them. Now, there are some people, especially people that are older, or people that have already lost youngsters, because I've lost 2 sons in street rivalries or gangland shootings or drive-bys or whatever the deal is. And therefore, I know that the young can die before me. So I need to set some things up because I still have 4 other sons left, or whatever the deal is. And I realize that any of us can die at any time. You can go into the industry of selling grave sites, which is really real estate, buying the land to bury the person, and God knows that a lot of our people ain't even getting in these sites. Or you can sell coffins, you can sell cremation. Or if you have somebody in the business, while you're selling these things, and people say what they can't afford and what they don't want to do, it's like, are you willing to agree to sign off on some paperwork and donate the body to science? You know, you can even go so far as to try and have it specified where the body goes to. Well, I want this body donated to Yale University or Harvard University or whatever these historically black colleges are. Because I'm sure they're at the bottom of the Get a Body list if there is a list. So I'm saying that to say, anybody that has a deep freezer, according to this industry, they're claiming that anybody that has a deep freezer that can stomach dead bodies and dead parts can get into the brokerage business of body parts very easily, especially if you can work in conjunction with a mortuary, a mortician, or some other science. Now, I'm going to say this to melanin-rich people. Don't do like so-called white folks and get illegal and get to killing people and get crazy, because we always suffer faster first for doing the same illegal type behavior that they do. So with us, it should all be about above board. Get permission from people. Get it in writing. They will give it to you. And if they don't want to give it to you, donate the body for free, offer them $500. If that ain't enough, offer them $1,000. If the least you can get